Hi and welcome back to my channel. If it's not too distracting, I'm going to eat at the same time because I've got some chips and other things on my plate. I'm going to talk about advancement through life and from getting comfortable in situations. And also, I think I want to talk about as well just like being okay with things that aren't like aligned with you, if you want, because I don't know, it's actually slightly unsettling to me that I've had friendships and stuff in the past and situations that have been serving me and being what was needed in my life, but then something's happened or I've changed or they've changed and the universe has kind of shifted to the point where those things aren't within my reality anymore, and like breakups and stuff like that, and it's kind of unsettling. And jobs even, actually. I don't cope well with change, I don't think, always. And I am a bit of a creature of habit, so it's just one of these things where, like, I think it's comfortable, it's nice when you can get used to a situation, and you can have like a new, like, basically door open. I wanted to talk about doors opening and advancement through life to the point where you're sort of getting comfortable with your place in the world, and you know, like, new, because I think it can be frightening as well, like when you're either not really something I've seen and felt like before, but it's like in a good way. But I feel like I've like got into a new relationship, for example, and it's kind of it's a bit daunting to a degree, and I've never really felt that way in a relationship before. It's daunting, and it's like different than what I've experienced before, not in a bad way, but it's sort of, I don't know, it's like, it's nice though to feel like the universe is supporting it though. Like, I did a New Age to Jesus video. I don't want to advocate anything spiritual that does not align with your belief system, but I was seeing angel numbers, basically, a lot when I was seeing them, and I was seeing 1111, and I was just seeing repeating angel numbers again and again and again and again. And to me, even just thinking about it just then, I saw an angel number when I was just setting up the camera, actually. And it gives me confirmation that, like, the universe is like guiding this dynamic, and it's just things like that where, like, I don't think you should chase someone else's path for you. There's nothing wrong with taking sort of advice or something if you feel like it's going to serve you. And sometimes when someone says something, oh, why don't you know, if you want to do this, then that might be good for you if you sort of invite that advice. But I also think it's not worth trying to beat yourself up around not being in a particular situation with a particular outcome, because I swear I've sort of transcended this idea a long time ago of you can be wherever you want to be right now. You know, I'm not saying doors can't open to put you in particular places where you sort of can be in a different place and achieve goals, but there's no point saying, oh, I'm not successful if I've not got this particular job, I'm not happy when I've not got this particular lifestyle. You know, and I'm not talking about like severe poverty or something where you're like disconnected from your own joy due to stress of an environment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about gratitude and satiation within life. And yeah, I don't really want to go into things I'm grateful for because it's just irrelevant, but it's kind of nice to feel supported in a new environment. But I don't know if it's to do with when you change and heal yourself and grow, that people tend to, I don't want to externalize things because I want to internalize things as well, because not internalize but relate it to myself, in that I think sometimes you can be in a place where you're just you change, and I genuinely don't think people change to the point where they become other people or anything like that, but I think you can grow away from people. I think you can be screwed over by people, and I think you can sort of lose people for a start as well through things that are out of yours and sometimes their control, you know, through like death even, and even just like relationships not working out and having to make that distance. Because I've had it where like I've known people that I've liked or that I've got on well with for periods of time, but then I know, I was even looking on my Facebook today because I was like, oh, should I, because in the past I've sort of found like that it's been helpful to like re-engage with people if I haven't seen them for a while and stuff. Only certain people if it's made the right sense, but I'm also like, I'm comfortable with the friends I've got at the moment. Like there's no, I feel like it would just be kind of irrelevant and random to just reach out to someone I haven't seen in so long, and if I thought it was the right thing I would, but I was also just like, it just makes more sense for me to just carry on how I'm going at the moment. There's nothing wrong with ever meeting new people. It's nice to meet new people and stuff, and that's always good. I feel like I've done that a bit though recently. I also think that the universe brings you that stuff when you're supposed to have it as well. So I mean, it's this weird dynamic where sometimes people externalize things, sometimes people internalize things, but I think you have to put some at least faith in how life carries on regardless of what you do, and somehow through physics and gravity and divine intervention, if you want to go that far into the spiritual side of it, that things like it's even like just staying in all day, you know. And I know some people can stay in all day long for like loads of days in a row, but eventually, you know, your body will tell you, I need to get outside and get some sunlight in my system, you know. And it's even that, it's like your body tells you and your mind tells you what you need. And I think it's just one of those things where it can be sort of sad when your, you know, reality is, I don't really want to talk about other people because I think it's sad to lose people, but I have to just acknowledge the fact that because I don't cope well with change, any change really, and advancement that I've found and meeting people and stuff, I've often seen as like, I've not seen it in a particular way, but it's sort of been quite like something that sort of hit me, sort of thing. And that's a weird thing to say, but because I don't cope well with change, it's like not that comfortable for me to just, it's not like I have issues with like socialising or anything, but it's just one of those things where like it does take effort to talk to people, it does take effort to meet new people and stuff, especially when you're introverted, I think, to an extent. But yeah, I think when you grow through life, it's exciting. It's exciting, and it's good because, you know, it's not necessarily about, what I'm saying is it's not necessarily about striving for any sort of perfection goal, and it's fine to strive for goals, but you've got to have that level of emotional contentment in the moment whilst also being aware that the world has opportunities for you. And I guess it just depends on your mindset as to whether you externalize that, because I think everyone's mindset is going to be different. I personally, it's more of a hindsight situation, whereas I know in the moment I am doing things that creates my reality, but also in hindsight I think, oh, that made sense that this happened there, it was about time that this happened, you know, or that makes sense because I was sort of kidding myself in this situation, so therefore, you know, the harsh reality hits, sort of thing, to a degree. I don't know, I think life will always surprise you with like how it works out, to be honest. Not too much, but sometimes like you can just find yourself in circumstances that you just never thought you'd be in, basically. I think that's definitely the truth. And it can be terrifying. I feel kind of scared at the moment of just how life has changed for me so much recently. I can't lie, it is kind of frightening how everything can just change in a second. This is why I really need to seek out an autism diagnosis, because I really don't cope well with change. And it's just getting to the point now where like I'm just generally anxious about change. I really need to want some diagnosis, but I'm going to the GP about getting myself referred on Friday. But I think it's fun to be able to advance. It's fun to feel like you've transcended situations. That's kind of what life's about. I feel like transcending stuff, especially at the moment. Astrologically, there's a lot to do with transcending situations. I did my disclaimer about the New Age already, but astrologically we're in a new astrological era where it's all about transcending situations. And I don't know, I feel like when you transcend situations, it's also a growth experience, and vice versa. When you grow, you transcend experiences. You transcend stuff like generational trauma, generational curses, you know, attachment issues, and sort of like, you know, negative pathology around people or environments or situations and stuff. And it's what I live for. I'm sure it's what most people live for. It's a very powerful thing to feel like you've transcended like trauma or generational trauma, or you've become a better person. You know, I do like the idea of your higher self, and I do like the idea that you can look to yourself rather than like for what you internalize. So you internalize a situation, you can spin that around on yourself, like, oh, so and so, you know, I feel that I need to be a particular way so and so will accept me. Spin that round to, I feel like I need to be a certain way so I will accept myself. And then you can really think, oh, I don't feel like I need to do anything to accept myself, because I accept myself as I am. So therefore done. You know, we've transcended that almost inner child, hello, listen to me sort of thing, because I think a lot of those inner thoughts that tend to rear their head even in adulthood are often childhood trauma and lack of, and almost a neglectful sense that you can internalize in childhood, where you really just don't get those needs met properly. And it's powerful. It does a lot, I've noticed, to your reality when you start to really journal about stuff like that. And I have done a couple of videos on that in the past, recently, and I'm wearing a blue t-shirt in one of them if you look at this sort of technique I'm talking about, but I've basically already explained it. But it's powerful and it's fun. It's a nice thing to strive for, because I think life gets dysfunctional. Actually, I feel like I think we've all got our own path, and we're all on our best path and our most healthiest and aligned path that we need to be on at that time. So I can't be like, oh, I see other people as this way and that way, because I'm really internalizing someone else's environment and situation that I perceive, because I'm basically not validating myself in the way I am. Like, that is literally powerful. This is why I make these videos, because I have like these, like, you know, epiphany moments during the time I'm actually filming. Like, that is so true. Like, I feel like before I've been like, oh, you know, other people work so hard, other people work themselves into the ground, and they do. That is a fact.